Have you ever wanted to start a profitable side hustle with ChatGPT? If you haven't, after you watch this video, you will. In this video, I'll show you how I built an AI appointment setter with ChatGPT and used it to make $10,000 in just 5 days.
Hours in advance. Is there anything else you would like to know for now?
No, that's about it, thanks.
So it occurred to me that if I wanted to start all over again, then I would consider these 4 steps: how I started a business, how I made a software product, how I automate a significant portion of work, what to avoid at all costs. And I'm going to share a secret. I've not told many people about this before, but it's the holy grail I use to get stuff done fast. So if you ever wanted to start a software business, or you wanted to know how to get it to speed up your work, here's what you should know. But if you're new to this channel, I'm Samin. I'm a computer science graduate from NYU, and I've been working as a professional software engineer for 6 years. Recently, I just quit Amazon to start my entrepreneurial software business. My goal is to work with businesses so we can create a suite of products that actually solves business problems. And my hope is I can invest in them early so we can ride that rocket ship together. So to begin, if I was going to try and start a successful software company, I thought I should learn from the best. I wondered what secret successful software entrepreneurs know that others in the industry don't. How is it all possible? Well, the good news is I've spent the last few months researching the hell out of their methods for all you guys. And I'll use myself as a case study so you can see how it works. I applied the exact same techniques I learned, and let me tell you, they work. So I broke this down into 4 factors that I think most SaaS founders have in common. So without further ado, let's get on to factor number 1. So the first factor I want to highlight is distribution first, product second. Having a personal brand is super important. Distribution for the product is more important than the product itself by some margin. So this is also echoed by a lot of the gurus. Let's say Hormozi, Alex Becker, No Code Alex. So I thought to myself, where am I going to learn how to do this? So because distribution is more important than the product itself, I started out by building a Twitter profile, a website. I used Card, so it took like 15 minutes to build. And I also made my YouTube channel, which I'm posting on now, so I can point it towards what I built. I wanted to make sure what I was doing was building in public. Then I started to post on Twitter as much as I can. I had only like 5 followers when I started, but you still get a great amount of reach. So when I started putting my ideas out there and what I'm building, what my goal was to validate my idea on what I'm trying to build. And if there are users for that, they would love it. So while I kept posting, my posts were getting more and more engagement. So as I kept posting, I had like 10 followers. So on Twitter, it's pretty easy to post what you're doing every day, and you'll get a decent amount of traction there as long as your content is valuable. And I'll be honest, that's way easier than posting on YouTube where you have to edit, record, lighting, the graphics, etc. I learned you can find your target audience pretty fast on Twitter, and it was pretty effective. Maybe I should call it X. So from my posts and from people that showed interest, I started collecting a list of people that would like to use my product, which was an AI phone caller, which would set your appointments.
You on it later, or?
Discount offer is only valid if you book the upgrade during this call.
Like, come on, a salesman or an appointment setter that works 24/7. Just imagine the use cases. So right now, I just use it to make my dentist appointments for me. That was my personal use case and what I was having fun doing because I needed to do that. In the same way, I suggest if you want to start a software company, just talk about it on Twitter or YouTube first. Whatever you're trying to build. Distribution first, product second. Of course, it's not just that easy. Having the potential to get some sales when you have some attention doesn't mean everyone's actually going to go for or even buy what you're trying to build, which kind of brings us to factor number 2, which deals with actually building the product. Factor number 2, I would say, is that open source is your best friend when you want to build something new. There is so much free code and software out there for you to use, or even if you just want to hire some random developer and point them towards the right thing, they'll build it and it'll be significantly cheaper and easier for them. You just got to know where to look. So what is open source, right? So open source is basically code that people create and share publicly for free. This is usually on GitHub and a lot of other places. These are really cool and generous people, and I recommend following a lot of them. They offer up so much valuable stuff on the internet. It's crazy. But this is the cool thing. Anyone can take that technology and use it and create their own version of it. Maybe put a little spin on their products and commercialize it. For example, let's say you're paying for Cal. You can just use cal.com and host it on yourself, which is free. Maybe you're paying for Typeform. You can just use Typeform breaks. These are just a couple alternatives, but there is an alternative for almost everything. And sometimes they're just better. So you need to do a little bit of research to find them, since they don't market themselves like every other company who run paid ads. So we'll cover on how to find them. And there's a really easy hack I'll share with you later. So I'm a big believer in using this open source technology and contributing it to when I can. So this brings us to how I built the product. Like me, I hope you're wondering, how do you get ChatGPT to act as whatever you want, like a real estate agent or an appointment setter, a salesman, through your voice, and having your own voice and clone it too? How do you get it to remember everything you said, product dates, and even know the current date? So I'm glad you're thinking that, because this was a really hard problem. Without this, the project really had no meaning. How do we get the conversation to kind of like flow naturally? And the AI needs to remember what I'm telling it to do. I had a hard time figuring that out until I found Sales GPT. So Sales GPT is this open source product made by Philip, and this guy's a genius. Basically, he made a free to use framework so you can get AI to act as whatever you want in a staged fashion. When I found this, I knew I hit gold. I took that project and I started building on top of it. All I needed to do was connect that to this thing called 11 Labs, which people use to mimic their voices and sound realistic, and Twilio, which is the phone carrier. Now I would say judge for yourself.
I have booked your appointment for Wednesday at 3:00 p.m. with attorney Jane Doe. Please remember to bring all your documentation, including the medical records and police report. If you need to change or cancel this appointment, please inform us at least 24 hours in advance. Is there anything else you would like to know for now?
No, that's about it. Thanks.
You're welcome, Samin. We're here to assist you. Take care and have a wonderful day.
All right. Bye.
And then I basically had most of it done. Right now I have something that I can chat to and talk to it. I basically have Jarvis at this point because I can only talk to my computer. So I just got a transcriber, something like Assembly AI, that would listen to what I'm saying over the phone and connect it to my brain. That was Sales GPT, and it would be spoken back out by 11 Labs. So yeah, I got it. This was my game plan. Overall, I'm trying to say that most likely there's a free resource in open source out there for whatever you're trying to build. I would say the biggest skill you should have and build in your arsenal is research and how to find open source projects to support whatever you're building. My hack is I use this thing called Metaphor Systems. You can just Google it up, and they literally have a GitHub search, and you can type whatever you want you're looking for, and then you'll most likely have it. Now you're most likely thinking, I can't code. Well, I'm here to tell you, you really don't know. You really don't need to know how to code. Just because I'm building something complex doesn't mean everyone has to. There's a million problems out there to be solved. Nowadays, you can actually use stuff like Bubble or Flutterflow to build out almost all apps. You can just drag and drop, and it's very simple. You don't have to learn how to code or anything. It just takes a little bit of research and searching on YouTube for what you want to do. So this leads us to factor number 3, how to do research effectively and quickly. This shouldn't be surprising. Being such a lover of AI, I think I figured out a really good way to do research. And if you've guessed it, it's literally using AI to do your research. I think the best way to do research is using AI tools to do the research for you. So using software like ChatGPT, or this little thing I love is called Perplexity that searches up-to-date information for you. It's free, it's fast, it's convenient, and it's accurate, and it does everything for you. Maybe in the future videos, I can show you guys how to use these tools. So basically how it can be used to code up entire projects, or even write up a marketing plan on documents based on a simple product, as well as write up documentation based off just a single prompt. Okay, moving on. Now, because I had the first draft of what I wanted to build pretty much done, I needed to learn how to market. And research shows me the best person to learn from is Alex Ramosi and Alex Heaton. Also, this brings us factor number 4, and this is probably the most important factor, and it's how to market. So I needed to learn how to market what I just built. I'll give you guys what I learned about marketing, and this is the most important things. So to get clients, you can only rely on a couple different things. 1 is warm outreach, people you already know or have shown interest to your product, and 2, people you don't know. So the other way is kind of like paid advertising. I personally don't know how to do this yet, but I'm assuming you get a bunch of leads from software like Apollo.io, and you can send them a bunch of emails to your product and offer them like a lead magnet, which is like a free version or a little taste for free, so they can get hooked on your product. There's also referral marketing, telling the existing customer to bring in more, which I love, because giving your customers discounts, and they personally, when you do a good job, will know other people that will also love your product. But there's one more, which is my favorite type of marketing, and you guess what it is? I'm doing it right now. It's content marketing. So content marketing basically involves attracting potential customers to your website through a funnel. So basically you attract them from like social media, and then you funnel them into your business. I would say this is the most honest way to do it, because if people need your product and you're doing a good job, why not? So after I had the product in a usable state, I started making content like this right now.
I completely understand. In that case, how about I offer you a 20% discount on the upgrade to our deluxe suite? This way, you can still enjoy the perks and comfort of the suite at a more affordable price. What do you think?
These demos got a lot of engagement. It doesn't need to be highly productionized. I just filmed it on my phone and I just put it out there. And that's what worked. That's what stuck because it's authentic. How I made what I made right now is because there was this product called Air AI. The company released something very similar. It's a conversational AI agent. I saw that and I had my product already built out. So on Twitter, I just posted my video as a comment. I'm like, hey, this is not that hard to build. People started coming into me, emailing me like, hey, we want this now. So one company employed me. They asked like, hey, what can we give you so you can give us this tech? And they needed some help because they were building something similar and I'd already figured out part of the problem. So I went with them. I fixed that problem. I got paid my $10,000 and now I'm marketing my own product. So this was another big sized company. Apparently they raised $10 million already just based off something I already built. So to be honest, that was pretty nerve wracking. Initially when they reached out, I was kind of like sketched out. I was like, okay, who are these people? Are they legit? Should I work with them? But after I helped them implement the voice features, we are here today and I made 10K in just 5 days. It just took a little bit of research, knowing how to market. All it needed was the 4 steps we just discussed. So overall, today we went over my 4-step blueprint, how I started a business, how I made a software product, how I automated a significant portion of my work with open source, and how I automate a significant amount of my research and work with using AI like Perplexity, and my secret on how to leverage open source to build quicker and have everything already done for you. Although you learn how I build this product with a bunch of code, it's very possible to build these companies without code and for free. I did this all on my own, and right now it's been building and building. I'm going to be sharing a lot more business use cases of a lot more products that I've built, and I'm giving it out for free. The first version of the collar, I'm going to give it to you guys for free in the link below. But if you're interested in building your own stuff or your company, or even implementing automations like these into your business, like the conversational agent, this would 10x your output. So don't spend your time on meaningless tasks. If you want, I'll help you through it. Just book some time on my calendar below. I'm pretty small right now, so I have a lot of time to help anyone that needs it. You can hit me up on my website, and I'm sure we can find a solution to your business right now. I think I'm going to give out like 10 slots available with me right now, so book them if you're interested.